Sheffield is at the geographical heart of the country, with an unbeatable network of road and rail links. And the Lower Don Valley is its dynamic centre for development. Hello and welcome to another edition of SDC Today, which looks at the work of the Sheffield Development Corporation as it undertakes its development programme in the city's Lower Don Valley. Coming up, we report on Whitbread's plans for a 60-room travel-in hotel near the Sheffield Arena. There's regeneration and expansion as TG Wolstenholme move into their brand new factory in the Mayfield Business Park. And there's a roundup of all the latest news from the Don Valley. The Carbrook Triangle site is a prime example of increasing market confidence for office development projects. One company soon to arrive is the Doncaster-based computer software firm Quadra, bringing 34 jobs to the area. The company are expanding into this 5,000 square foot development by Business Homes, situated opposite the Meadowhall Retail Park. This will enable them to develop their in-house computer systems, with a projected increase to 50 staff on site by 1996. So what factors have attracted firms like Quadra to Sheffield?
We found that most of our staff were being recruited from Sheffield. The fact that it's a much larger city than Doncaster, and the university being in Sheffield, we have a number of people who've joined us straight from the university. So I think 90% of our workforce actually live in Sheffield or south of Sheffield.
Businesses are finding the Lower Don Valley an attractive location because it's got good access from the motorway and a good network of roads in the valley. So one of the prime requirements of businesses is, of course, access. The other reason is that our cost structure is right. We're not a high-cost location. We give excellent value for money. And when you've got both of those coupled with a really good workforce and employees that we have in Sheffield, it's not surprising that businesses are increasingly find it a very attractive place to come.
The SDC have enabled Midlands firm Parklands Developments to undertake a project on land opposite the Atlas North site in Carlisle Street East. 6 units suitable for small companies and start-up enterprises will be completed by 1995. Parklands Managing Director Jeff Evans says,
"The location is ideal. It is one of the best sites I have seen. The surroundings are being improved by the SDC, and the whole area gives the impression of being pulled up to a higher level of quality."
The units have attracted a big response from Sheffield companies. The first unit has been sold and there is strong interest in the remaining 5. Another prime example of Sheffield's process of regeneration can be seen here at the Mayfield Business Park, formerly on the site of the old Grimesthorpe Steelworks. One company, TG Wolstenholme, will soon be here and producing something that Sheffield is world famous for: knives. This 31,000 square foot ready-built factory was built by local developers Mayfield Securities.
Over the period since we acquired the property in 1989, we've gradually developed out the park of over 12 acres and sold off some of the land and developed some of the land into 2 industrial units ourselves, one 30,000, one 20,000.
Wolstenholme's full workforce of 45 started production of their precision machine knives at the beginning of November. Because of the accuracy required in this type of manufacturing, the new building had to satisfy strict criteria. The SDC have supported the company's relocation to their new factory, providing 26,000 foot of production space and 5,000 foot of office accommodation. It was the last property in the business park to be sold. Whitbread plc, the food, drink and leisure company, are planning a 60-room travel-in on the front part of the Abyssinia site alongside the Don Valley Link Road and opposite the 12,000-seater Sheffield Arena. Since this section of the £30 million road scheme was completed, interest in the development has intensified. The area is now just 5 minutes from the M1 motorway and the Meadowhall Retail Centre.
I think it's interesting that a hotel is being located in the Lower Don Valley. It's next to the arena and the stadium sites. And clearly, again, it's a sign of confidence in the valley. It's an attractive location that more and more business people and people who are enjoying leisure and recreation are going to come and stay in the valley.
The site was once a major steel production centre, but now the whole area has been opened up and there are views across the valley not seen for 200 years. In mid-October, the SDC and the Sheffield Children's Hospital Chris Fund joined forces to organise a sponsored walk through the Lower Don Valley. Hundreds of walkers set out from Meadow Hall with the aim of raising money and also discovering Sheffield's environmentally improved areas, such as the 5 Weirs Walk on the River Don, as well as recent industrial and office developments. One of the valley's oldest companies, Sanderson Kaiser, established in 1776, have carried out a £600,000 facelift to their New Hall Road Steelworks site.
We manufacture special steels both for aerospace and automotive industries primarily, also machine knives for the paper industry, carpet industry and also segmental saws.
The company have received an SDC grant for the renovation of their buildings. Other old buildings have been demolished and the land sold.
We approached the SDC with a view to obtaining grant for these new facilities, the demolition, the refurbishment of the site, etc. All the way through the process we have had regular communications with them. They've helped us with planning regulations and restrictions both from a local and a governmental level.
Now for an update on 3 projects featured in earlier editions of SDC Today. Work has progressed rapidly on the historic 20-acre Victoria Quay site at Wharf Street. The 350-space decked car park, designed and financed by the SDC, is now complete. The covers are off the Straddle warehouse, which will house 25,000 foot of office space and is due to open in March 1995. Work on the terminal and grain warehouses has also moved on apace. Landscaping of the surrounding waterfront areas shows great sign of progress, ensuring that the Victoria Quays project is completed on schedule. A bright neon sign indicates that Gripple are now fully operational in the 130-year-old West Gunworks on the South Side site. The wire connector makers have moved their production process to the Lower Don Valley, bringing jobs into the area.
It's been fantastic. The workforce, they've never had anything with so much space and so much air and so much light, and the reaction's been tremendous. They've actually adopted the building and have shown people around with great pride and pleasure.
At the SDC's President Park site, 3-Star Engineering are moving their 160-strong workforce to a new 70,000 square foot factory this month. The building, which was constructed by J.F. Finnegan, will house 3-Star's general engineering operations at the centre of Sheffield's industrial heartland. Yorkshire-based financial services group BWD have bought a 5,900 square foot unit on the now completed Meadow Court Phase 2 scheme adjacent to the Meadowhall Centre. This will bring 18 jobs to the area. The initial phase, totalling 20,000 square foot, is fully occupied. With good road links and transport infrastructure nearby, the scheme, developed by Hallamshire Investments, has proved very popular with firms moving to the area. The 5 Weirs Walk Trust was set up to construct a 5-mile riverside footpath and cycleway from the city's centre to the city boundary at Tinsley, supported by the SDC as part of its ongoing commitment to improve the environment and the attractiveness of the valley. And what a success it has been. Well, that's just about it for this particular bulletin. We'll be back with another one very soon. If you require any further information on anything you've seen today, then you can contact the SDC at the following address. But from me, bye-bye.